You're probably not surprised to hear that I believe Bill O'Reilly did the best job of anyone in Barack Obama's presidency of interviewing him. The answers that Bill elicited were simply astonishing, I believe, including the president's disavowal of this pledge by Mr. Obama in 2008, just before, well, taking office and being elected.
We are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America.
Mr. President, why do you feel it's necessary to fundamentally transform the nation that has afforded you so much opportunity and success?
I don't think we have to fundamentally transform the nation.
But those are your words.
I think that what we have to do is make sure that here in America, if you work hard, you can get ahead.
Joining us now, a campaign strategist, former Reagan political director, Ed Rollins, Fox News political analyst. Ed, I'm not sure what in the world happened there. It was remarkable, that answer.
Well, when you come on with Mr. O'Reilly, who's one of the great interviewers, one of the great newsmen, you have to be prepared and expect tough questions. And that's all he got. There was no difference. Anybody else who was a guest would have got the same kind of questions. And the president, I guess, has gotten so used to people not forcing him to make responses to the tough questions, and those are very legitimate questions.
Yeah, it was as if he wants to disavow any knowledge of those words, let alone the fact that he had uttered them in 2008.
Or worse than that, much of his policy is to basically the whole redistribution of wealth, it's been the whole dialogue since the beginning of this administration.
Now, I just said I thought Bill did the best job of anybody I've seen interview the president. What do you think?
Bill does a great job. He always does. And the reality is the White House wanted the giant audience that Fox had yesterday with the Super Bowl game.
Well, they got that.
And they got that. And so, you want to come on a Bill O'Reilly show or Lou Dobbs show, then you're going to get the kinds of questions that you ask any guest, not just the President of the United States.
Well, this president also claimed he didn't hide the ball. I love the football allusions that he used in responding to Bill, but he's done nothing but hide the ball. I'm just sort of astonished he acknowledges there is a ball when it comes to Benghazi.
Well, there's a ball, and the ball was dropped. And I think to a certain extent they duck and they dodge, and they have different numbers and false numbers all the time, whether it's health care or that particular issue. This is an issue which we lost 3 Americans, including our ambassador. We still haven't got straight answers. And at the end of the day here, until we do get straight answers, whether it's this president or Hillary Clinton running for president, they're going to have to answer these questions.
All right, how about some straight answers from the House leadership? Paul Ryan saying, after having said previously that he was all about a pathway to citizenship for any immigration reform law, now says the possibility of a broad immigration bill reaching the president's desk this year is clearly in doubt, and he seems to have forgotten he had said that he was interested in amnesty.
Well, they had better be careful with their words, and Mr. Ryan obviously is a man I have great respect for, but he should have learned the lesson when he was running for vice president, that what you say becomes your record. I think he's right in the sense that I don't think there's going to be a bill. I don't think that there's sufficient members of the Republican Party that want to pass a bill at this point in time. And if they do, it's not what the Senate wants. It's not what the White House wants. They want certain commitments on border security and other things that obviously are not going to come. And I think the pathway to citizenship is one of the things the Democrats say has to happen immediately. And
by the way, without explanation as to why.
Absolutely. And so my sense is, you can take it in steps if you wanted to, if you really want to make some movement forward. But I just can't anticipate it happening.
Chris Christie. My goodness. Now he goes after a fellow, the former Port Authority official that he appointed. He goes after David Wildstein, goes back to his high school days, for crying out loud. Talk about the politics of personal destruction. That's what he is engaged in here with a man he appointed to the post.
Well, it'll backfire. I mean, Governor Christie has had many friends who were his cronies. He's appointed a lot of them, including this man, and then go back and attack him saying, I was an athlete and student body president. What was he in high school? It's just absurd at this point in time. And I think to a certain extent, it's that tone that basically is hurting this governor at this point in time. I started my politics with Richard Nixon's administration, and obviously he didn't cause the burglary, but he set a tone where people were willing to go burglarize Watergate and other things that they shouldn't have. My sense is we're going to find out whether Christie was involved in this or not. I don't know whether he was or not. But may find out very much that a tone was set among the staff people that you've got to be tough, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to punish your enemies. And if that's true, then it's going to be a very derogatory tenure here for the governor.
Ed Rollins, always great to see you. Thanks for being here, my friend.
Thank you.
Up next, 2012 vice presidential nominee Congressman Paul Ryan says this may not be the year for immigration reform. House Republicans seeming to find caution ahead of the midterms. Well, at least this week. That story, much more straight ahead. Stay with us.
Mine was earned in Korea in 1953.
Afghanistan in